Hello everyone, Carolyn here and welcome to today's tutorial. Today I will be showing you the Diamond Ridgeback bracelet. This bracelet is designed by ChrissyFace81 on Instagram. She was gracious enough to let me do her tutorial for her. This is a reversible design, and for today you will only need 2 looms or 4 looms if you're doing a full wrap. If you are doing a full wrap, I do suggest you go all the way up both looms. That's what I did on this one, and as you can see, it fits me rather well, so that's what I do suggest. Okay, you will need 5 to 6 colors depending on if you want to double up or if you want to use a different color band for each individual band placement. I'm going to be using 5 today. And so this is your pin bar setup. You're going to have the 2 center pin bars aligned and then going up at a stagger step on each side. So without further ado, let's get started with the Diamond Ridgeback bracelet. Alright, and you can go ahead and put 2 across the center pin and then work your way up both sides. Just working your way all the way up the loom. We'll do 2 sides and then I'll go back and do this side. And I'm going to go up 2 with you, and then I'm going to go off screen and go all the way up, and then I'll be back to show you how to close it off. And just in case you're wondering, with the band that I'm placing now is the white perimeter band in this one. Okay, so continue this the rest of the way up the loom. I'm going to work my way up, and then I'll be right back to show you how to close. Alright everybody, so I've made it to the top of my loom, and now you just want to simply close that off by going to the side twice and then working down from the opposite side. And you're going to leave that empty for right this second. Okay, so for our next band placement step, in this bracelet it is the lime green going down the center there and the center there. Okay, I'm going to be using black again, and what you simply want to do is go across the pins all the way up to the top of the loom, across the 3rd and the 4th pin, just placing horizontal bands all the way up. So this is another easy step. So I'm going to go off, finish that up, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I've made it to the top of my loom, and I hope your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And go ahead and place that horizontal band closing off those 3rd and 4th pin bars. And please press the bands down and also use stretchy bands or good quality bands, because there are a lot of tension on these bands throughout the bracelet. So please just use good quality bands. Okay, and for our next band placement step is going to be the avocado green that you see right here along the edges on both sides on that one, and down the edge right there on this side. Okay, and what we're simply going to do is, starting on the 1st pin bar, create a triangle all the way up. And when you lay that first triangle, again, press the bands down and then go over that same triangle to create your next triangle. And you're going to repeat that process all the way up the loom. Okay, so easy peasy. I'm going to do one more with you on this side, and then I'm going to jump over to the other side, and then I'm going to go off and finish this up. Again, starting with the 5th and 6th. Just creating those triangles, making sure to overlap that last peg that you just laid on. Working your way all the way up your loom to the top. Okay, so I'm going to go off screen, finish this up, and I'll be right back in just a second. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so I hope your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And when you reach the top, your last one will overlap your border. Alright, and so now we're ready for our next step. And that band placement will be the banana peel, the dual layer banana that you see going up the centers right there. And then right there next to the lime green going down right there. And what we're going to do for the next step is, again, triangles, going in the opposite direction, making sure to press them down as you add them to the loom. So again, just overlap from that last peg, working your way all the way up the loom. Same thing on the opposite side. Oops, sorry guys. It's jumping away from me. Trying to run away. Cannot have that. Okay, so again, just continue the triangles the rest of the way up the loom, and I'll be right back when we're ready for our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so I hope your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And so we're ready for our next band placement step. We're going to be working with the 2nd and the 5th pin bars. And in this bracelet, it is the tan out of the camouflage pack on this side. And you really can't see it that well from that side, but that's what it looks like on the reverse side. And just in case you're wondering, this is the reverse side, and this is the signature side. And the signature side is actually on the top of the loom, where it usually is up underneath, it's on the top. So if you want to add bling or something to that, you'll want to do it as you're looming up. So just so you know. Okay, so what we're going to do with the 2nd and the 5th pin bars is just create a single chain going all the way up to the end of the loom. Again, pushing all the bands down as you go. And when you get to the top, you want to go ahead and cap that off. So again, up the 2nd all the way to the top, and up the 5th all the way to the top. So here's where I'm going to leave you. Just continue doing this all the way up the loom, and I'll be right back when we're ready for our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And for those who are new to looming and are not necessarily sure what a cap band is, I went ahead and placed this one, but I'm going to show you on this one. You just take a single band and you wrap it around 2 or 3 times. I prefer a triple cap, just so it's not a loose when you start to loom. Okay, so for our last and final step, we're going to be placing zigzags between the 2nd and 3rd pin bar and 4th and 5th pin bar. And in this bracelet, it is the pickle green that you see going down the center right here on that side, and the pickle green going down the center on that side. Okay, so again, working with the 2nd and 3rd pin bar, you want to go from the 2nd up at an angle to the 3rd and simply zigzag the rest of the way up. Do a few with you on each side, and then I'll leave you and come back. And this is our final band placement step, so our next process will be the looming process. Okay. Oop. Making sure to press them down as you go. And then on the opposite side, just mirror image what you just did. So go down to the right. That's kind of stretched out already. And then just work your way all the way up the loom, zigzagging it between the 4th and the 5th pin bar, all the way up, pushing them down as you go. Alright, so another easy step. So continue this to the end of the loom, and I'll be back and we'll be ready to start looming. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so I hope you have your zigzags all the way to the top and your loom looks like this, meeting that 3rd and 4th pin bar in the center. And so now we're ready to turn the loom around and begin our looming process. And for the first step, we're going to be working with the 2nd and the 5th pin bars, just looping that single chain all the way up on both sides. So you want to go in that cap band that you've already placed, grab your corresponding color, and simply loom up that single chain. And when you go into the single chain, you will notice that you're going inside the 2 zigzag bands to grab that single chain. So just go ahead and work that all the way up. Do the same thing on the 5th pin bar. Go in, grab that single chain band, and pull it forward. Only grabbing the single chain. All the way up. Alright, so continue doing that all the way up to the top. I'm going to go off screen, finish mine up, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this with that single chain looped up all the way to the end. And so now we're ready for our next step. In our next step, we're going to be working with the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th pin bars, working the zigzags. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in to the 2nd pin bar, grab that zigzag that's going downward, and loop it back to itself. All the ones that are diagonally down get looped diagonally down. All the ones that are looped diagonally up go diagonally up. So you'll go up, and then you're going to grab that one and come down. Grab the next one, go up. Got out of order. There we go. Come down, and go up, down, and then up. Alright, and then you want to do the same thing on the 4th and 5th pin bar. Grab that very first band, go down, grab the next one, go up, down, up, and just complete that zigzag, working your way up the loom, going down one, oop, get on there, up one, down one, and up one. Alright. So just continue doing that the rest of the way up the loom, and then I'll jump back in at the end and show you how to close it off. Alright, so remember, down, up, down, up. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this, all the way to the top with the zigzags. And when you get to the top on the zigzags, I gotta turn it a little awkwardly, sorry guys, you want to grab that band, and instead of looping it back to itself or down, you want to go up at an angle to the 4th, and then up at an angle to the 3rd, just locking it into the perimeter. Okay, and so for our next looming step, what we're going to be doing is working with the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th pin bars, bringing our triangles back to their home post. So you want to go into the 2nd and bring that band back to the 3rd, all the way up. So just grab that zigzag, boop, and loop it back to itself onto that 3rd peg, all the way up. Okay, repeat that same process on the right hand side. Go in, grab the band, bring it back to the home 2 pegs, all the way up the loom. If I can get it to stay on there, there's a lot of bands. You might have to press them down as you go. Not a bad idea. Alright, so continue this all the way up your loom, and I'll be back to show you our next step. Alright guys, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this, completing that step all the way to the top. And now we're going to be working with our 1st, 2nd, and 5th and 6th pin bars, basically repeating the same step, just reversing it. So you want to go in and pull those triangle bands back to the corresponding 2 home pegs, all the way up the loom. So just go in, grab them, and pull them back to the outer 2. All the way up the right, repeating that same step on the left, going in, grabbing that band, bringing them back to their 2 home posts, all the way up the loom. Okay, so continue doing that the rest of the way up, and we'll go off, finish this up, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end. And so now we're ready for our next looping step. We're going to be working with the 3rd and the 4th pin bars, pulling these horizontal bands. What you want to do, if you start on the left, you want to continue starting on the left all the way up. If you start on your right, you want to do that all the way up, just so it's symmetrical. Okay, so I'm going to go into the left side first, grab that horizontal band and pull it up at an angle to the right. Then you go in, grab that exact same band and reverse it going up into the left. So again, starting with your left, if you started with your left side, go in, grab your horizontal band, pull it up to the right, go to the opposite side, pull that same band up into the left. So up into the right, same band, if I can find it. Come on, cooperate. Always does that when I'm filming. Then up into the left. A couple more times and then I'm going to leave you because this is fairly easy. Again, going into the left because that's the side I started with. Up into the right. Grab that corresponding band. Up into the left. Up into the right. And then, oh, didn't grab it. There we go. Up into the left. Okay, so I'm going to leave you here. Continue doing that the rest of the way up. After we get done with that, we've got our border, and then we're all done. So I'll be back in just a second. Alright, everybody, so hopefully your loom looks like this. Completing those X's all the way to the top. And now we are ready for our perimeter. Our final step. So you want to go into the third and simply just pull everything back to their corresponding home post all the way around the loom. So pull it back to the side twice, then up, all the way up to the top. And you want to repeat that step on the right hand side. Just go in, grabbing those bands, pulling back to their home post, and again repeating that all the way up the loom. So I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to go off, finish this up, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, so I've made it to the top of my loom, and to close it off you simply want to go in to your first pin bar, bring everything towards the center. Stop right there when you get to the second one. Come to the right, work those to the center. Now what I like to do is grab those bands and just hold it with my hand. You can push them up on your hook if you find that it's easier. I just find it easier just to hold them. Oh, I only got one. Oh no, don't come off. Oh no, da-da-da-da. Stay. Yeah. Alright. Now, let me see if I can grab the right one. Let me get up underneath here. Grabbing those two bands that we placed earlier for our perimeter and secure them onto your C-clip. I always have such a hard time getting these on there. Come on, get on there. All right, there we go. So once you get them secured, what I would recommend, especially with this design, is popping them off with your hook. And what I did is I just worked the sides first, and then I come back and work the middle 4 pins. I just found that to be far easier. So I'm going to leave you here. Go ahead and finish taking that off, and then I'll be right back with our finished bracelet. Alright guys, so I finished pulling my bracelet off the loom. Again, this is the Diamond Ridgeback bracelet designed by ChrissyFace81 on Instagram. If you make one, please remember to hashtag the Diamond Ridgeback bracelet and ChrissyFace81 and Carolyn Hamlin. And I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so by hitting the little red button in the lower left hand box. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And that's it for today, Loom on Loomers. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.